All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. First, I have to say thoughts and prayers go out to anyone who lost a loved one 19 years ago today in 9/11. Now, today is definitely a strange one. I feel like I've been saying that all week, but I've been beating the drum about gold, silver, and the CPI numbers that we would get today. Now, after we got the CPI numbers, gold and silver prices did rise, but honestly, it wasn't really as much as I thought it would be. So I had to look back in history and see how gold and silver has reacted to positive CPI number release dates this year. And I'll share some of that in this video shortly. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. Helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. Okay, so to start, this year, post-Ronies, the CPI had positive upward momentum beginning in June, going through August. We currently have a CPI of 1.3, as you can see right here. And let's take a look at nominal rates currently right now. We're going to be looking at the 10-year Treasury note. We are at 0.672. Now, that means real interest rates should be lower when you price in inflation. But let's take a look where gold and silver are right now, even with that being the case. Now, take a look here. Gold and silver have recently been tanking. Even after today, generally both metals were on an uptrend. They made significant gains after the CPI news came out. Gold and silver were, pretty much, in that 1940s, 1950s area for gold. For silver, was edging up towards $27. And now they've been brought back down. Not just gold and silver here. There's some other things happening in the broader economy, but it's just, you just wonder, like, what is today is supposed to be the day when we are supposed to get good news about gold and silver, right? Well, I wanted to see if generally this muted reaction here that we have from gold and silver, not necessarily looking at this big drop here, but more so this action here that happened right around the time of the news. I wanted to see if that was a normal reaction to the CPI since June. So here are the CPI release dates this year. In June, it came out on the 10th. In July, it came out on the 14th. In August, it came out on the 12th. Obviously, today is the 11th. So let's see how metals performed on these dates. So let me go back to gold price, and I'm going to scroll down here, and we're going to take a look. So we're going to be looking at gold first. So let's go back to June, and we said June 14th. So June 14th, really wasn't much of a reaction here around June 14th. The price did peak beforehand, but that was about it. Let's go to, I'm sorry, it was July, it was June 10th. June 10th. June 10th, it did peak up actually a bit here. July 14th is the next one. Let's take a look at July 14th. July 14th, kind of a little bit of a peak up there. Not really much happening. And then we have one on August 12th. So August 12th, we actually hit a bottom right after hitting that high. Went up a little bit after that. And today's the 11th. And here we are on the 11th. Now, I've told you guys about this peak here, and I'm kind of not feeling too good about this here. We didn't get above this previous peak. This peak didn't get above this peak. It's just not looking healthy right now. In my opinion. Let's take a look at silver. Okay, so silver, let's go to June 10th. Here we are on June 10th, and there's a little bit of a peak there. Let's go to July 14th. July 14th, little bit of a peak there. Let's go to August 14th. Kind of dropped down a bit, but then went back up, kind of in between two peaks there. And then today, obviously, things have, you know, kind of come down a little bit. So in general, you know, the price action relative to the CPI, you know, seems to be that there is a little bit of a bump, but it isn't this huge reaction to the CPI numbers since June. Again, since we've been seeing this positive momentum in the CPI numbers. So I wanted to show this to you guys more so as a way to say, hey, don't be too worried. You know, even though we were expecting a little bit of a bump there and we kind of got like a small one, you know, don't be too worried if the CPI, you know, hasn't reacted immediately, or I should say the prices for gold and silver haven't reacted immediately to the CPI, because as you know, since June, we've been seeing the price of gold and silver rise dramatically. So maybe it needs some time to take in or for the effect to take hold for both gold and silver. Now, we are seeing some pain today right now with gold and silver prices. We'll be having to take a look at some of that a little bit later, possibly, you know, maybe tomorrow or the day after. I can see what's been going on. Yesterday, we had some pretty interesting developments with the currency markets, and I will actually talk about that in a video coming up. All right, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's Black Bullion.